A-level chemists, let's do some acylation practice. And here we have got an acid anhydride and we have got an amine, which means, of course, right? Of course, we are going to be forming an amide and another byproduct. Now, it's important that we don't allow acid anhydrides to freak us out because they will react in the same way as acyl chlorides. They're just a little bit maybe a little bit scarier looking. So if we had, I'm going to show you an example. If we had an acyl chloride, then we know to form our amide, we're essentially just swapping out the Cl group and then we're attaching the nitrogen to that carbon instead. Okay, so it's going to be exactly the same for our acid anhydride, but instead of swapping out a Cl, we're swapping out essentially this whole section here. So what we'll get as our amide will be, so this part here, but now this carbon, instead of being attached to this oxygen, is now going to be attached to this nitrogen, which is still going to have what it had before. So like that, like that, like that. And because the nitrogen should only be forming 3 bonds, we're going to have to lose one of those hydrogens. And so we'll only have 1 hydrogen attached to that nitrogen. And that's it in terms of our amide. Now, in terms of our byproduct, again, if we were dealing with an acyl chloride, it would be really obvious, right? Because we would have lost the Cl and then we've lost one of the H's from the amine. And so our byproduct would have been HCl. Here, similar thought process. So I think similar concept, but it's because instead of losing the Cl, we're losing this whole bit, we are going to be losing this and the H from the amine, giving us a carboxylic acid, right? So instead of losing HCl as our byproduct, as we would with an acyl chloride, instead we are losing a carboxylic acid if we are using an acid anhydride, and it is as straightforward as that. You're welcome. Let me know if you would like more examples of this kind, or if there are any other particular functional groups that you don't quite get and you want me to explain the mechanism or go through some synthesis, etc., etc. Make sure you're following so you see those videos, and yeah, bye.